decision I've ever made in my entire life has been wrong. My life is the complete opposite of everything I want it to be.
This is Richard Cruz, Super Bowl champion New York.
Well, I hope my life doesn't go that way. Anyways, we're back. Bringing you another segment. We're going to talk about sports a little bit. And, you know, my Oakland Raiders, we're going to win the championship because we got beast mode on our team.
Wait a second. You're an Oakland fan?
I am an Oakland fan, bro.
My dad's an Oakland fan.
No, let's go.
You an actual Oakland fan, or are you just jumping on the bandwagon like that?
My dad's been an Oakland fan since the 70s.
I was an Oakland fan when I saw the 30 for 30. I was like, I'm going to be an Oakland fan. I'm already a Lakers fan, so I was like, might as well. I'm slowly moving all my teams to LA.
But you were with them through all that heartache.
You know what? That was in the 90s. I was born in 96. I was born midway, so you know.
The Raiders are actually 2-0.
My dad was with them since the 70s. Back when Jackson, when he was a beast.
Bo Jackson?
Yeah, Bo Jackson when he was a beast.
Yep.
Wow.
Yo,
and he stuck with him all the way to this day.
That's a fact. That's great.
Them.
I was a Patriots fan because that was like the first team that I saw win. Same with hockey. Same with basketball. That's why I'm a Lakers fan still. Baseball, I never really cared about. I was like, Yankees.
You're not really much of a baseball fan to keep it on.
There's 18 minutes of action in baseball for 3 hours, bro.
That's my thing. Baseball is way more fun in person.
Oh yeah,
I'll give him that. But watching it is just so slow.
Right? If I was on the outfield, like I'd be there texting, like, "What's up, man?"
That's why I'm a big basketball fan. Because basketball fan, no matter what you do, you watch it. Someone's always running. Someone's jumping.
But the thing with basketball is like now, if you touch somebody, the foul. And also, I hate the last 2 minutes of the game when they're just fouling each other.
They're changing that now, though. Now they're gonna be There was like a report that refs are gonna be looking at how people draw fouls. So people like Harden can't go up to the court and get 15 like free throws a game.
Right, yeah.
They're gonna make an attempt. Granted, what does that mean? I have no idea. I hope for the most part that means they're gonna fix this foul stuff. So I don't like the hacker stuff rules. I don't like that.
That's
when it's the last 2 minutes, they just foul you, so you have to shoot every time. I don't like.
Everyone makes fun of me because I'm a Patriots fan, but I'm like, I live in New England. Like,
yeah, exactly. If you're in the tri-state area, you'll find fans from everywhere.
I live in Connecticut. I'm like,
I think the craziest thing is the Cowboys fan. You'll find a Cowboys fan.
There's always one.
That's a fact.
There's always
around
one.
the country for no reason.
Bro,
you live in Vermont.
My friend back home in Connecticut, he's like, yeah, I'm a 49ers fan. I'm like,
how?
Like,
I was a 49ers fan for a little bit when Kaepernick was there.
Right?
I jumped on the bandwagon.
I was a Kaepernick fan, bro.
Watch football. Of course, I jumped on the bandwagon.
Yeah, when he played Russell Wilson in the Super Bowl, because he's a Super Bowl quarterback, not just any regular quarterback. He's unemployed, but you know he went to the Super Bowl and brought he brought the 49ers to a Super Bowl.
There was reports of people wanting to pick him up.
Because there are teams that need him. They legit need a quarterback.
Yeah, I think the hottest name that he was linked to was the Bengals. Because players within the Bengals are tired of Andy Dalton or don't think that he can lead the team, so they rather have Kaepernick.
He needs to go to a trash team. That's what I've been saying for the longest. No, he needs to go to a team like the Bengals or Broncos. No. Go to Giants?
No.
Nope. Don't go to New York. Nope. Because New York will criticize you. He already has enough flack, and New York will just add to that. If you go to the Broncos and you make them even a little bit better, you will get all the credit in the world. If you trash, then you could say my team is still trash. You could put the blame on them. So go to the Broncos. Not the Browns. My bad. Cleveland Browns, not the Broncos. Broncos.
They had Manning.
What you should do is just go to a trash team, get your stats up, then go to a nice team after.
Exactly. Then they're gonna look at him like
team, get your number so that you can still play, and then you'll be fine.
Even Brady said he's a Super Bowl quarterback. He should play. Aaron Rodgers said he's a good quarterback. He should play. Like all these.
There's no doubt in my mind. He should definitely play.
Right, and especially if Brady, because he has clout.
Well, he's also one of the fastest quarterbacks in the league.
That's what I'm
saying. True.
He's as fast as a running
exactly.
back.
A lot of these quarterbacks should just throw the ball. When you have somebody who can do both, that's an extra dimension.
That's why Michael Vick was so powerful, because he can run too. Like, and that's why
RG3 was nice in the beginning. Yeah. RG3 was super athletic.
That's why Cam Newton. That's why they went up. My man did a front flip in the end zone like 2 years ago.
I remember that.
2 years ago. Shout out to
did the dab. Moving forward, and people were mad about that, man. If you don't get out of here, my man celebrating because he scored a touchdown. No, I feel like they're a little bit more lenient about the celebration now. I've been seeing a little bit more celebrations. Like the Steelers, they were playing dice on the field, like they're pretending to in the celebration. So I was just mad about that because it's like why can't you celebrate that you scored a touchdown? Like you practicing hard all week. Like you may have CTE. which we're going to talk about in a little bit, and you're working hard for your team, for the city, for the league, like you're bringing in money and all that stuff. You can't celebrate? Like, come on. And like I said, speaking of CTE, Aaron Hernandez, it was found out that he has CTE.
What is CTE for those?
So that's chronic traumatic something. Let me find the
crazy, like medical
like
term.
the right, exactly. Chronic traumatic encephalopathy. Wow. Encephalopathy.
Okay, what's the definition?
Bad advanced.
So
severe
it's the neurodegenerative disease found in people who have had multiple head injuries, so concussions and stuff like that. So they're always hitting their head repeatedly over the time, and there have been trouble.
Encephalopathy.
There was there was Junior Seau, I think him. There are multiple quarterbacks, who have gotten in trouble. They shot themselves. They've gone to the hospital. There was a guy on the Bills when the Bills were good, when they went to the Super Bowl 4 times in a row but didn't win. The quarterback from that team. Right?
Damn, I remember it was Jim Kelly.
They might be the best. Yeah, they might be the best trash team ever. Because you can't go to the Super Bowl 4 times.
You have to be nice enough to make it 4 times, but not nice enough to win it. At least
That's a fact,
of the 4.
right?
God damn.
And then So they did 30 for 30 on that team, and he's like going to a doctor for therapy and stuff like that. He takes medication. He does puzzles and stuff.
It's messed up how the concussions work, because the way you look at it is that the helmet of the football player is supposed to be protective, but it's not protective when your head's bouncing around.
Well, also if you look at like football throughout the years, like how they used to hit each other versus nowadays they don't even care about how hard, like they will rock your lights out.
Nah, before they did that.
Someone had a really good analogy. I remember watching like a documentary on it for a little bit, and it's because it's the brain, because concussion stems from the brain, obviously.
Yeah.
So the analogy they had a single egg in a glass bottle, and they just shook it, and you watch the entire egg just get shattered.
Yeah.
They're like, that's the analogy of having your brain get bounced back and forth within your own skull, because you're taking hits that the body's not supposed to be taking.
Yeah.
Which is the reason why you have concussions nowadays and why it's becoming a crazy big thing.
That's a fact.
It's also sad because like everyone thinks like they have to do these sports, like instead of like
You can play soccer.
no, but it's like even when I wrestled, like I dislocated both my knees in one season. I looked at my coach and I said, "See ya." He's like, "Why?"
I don't know.
I'm gonna have messed up
That's a
knees for
fact.
the rest of my life.
I sprained my ankle.
That's why you have a lot of players retiring early, like Megatron. Calvin Johnson
Yeah.
retired early for a reason. Marshawn Lynch retired for a second. I don't know if it was mainly for injuries, but he's back now. But I'm assuming it definitely played into it, though.
It was probably for injuries and for the Seahawks and stuff. Like they didn't give him the ball.
Ivy's sick.
On the 1 yard line. Like, come on, bro. They're gonna pass it. Like, he was like, I got this. And they was like, nah, man, eat your Skittles on the side. And he was like, all right, I'm going to eat at home. And then join the Oakland Raiders and come back and beat the Seahawks. But, yeah, that's a huge problem. And now, especially with Aaron Hernandez, like, after what he did, they might, they're basically avoiding the problem because they don't want any bad press, any negative press. Especially Roger Goodell. He's had a lot of bad press over the years. But, yeah, so if they find a link, if they could find a link to what he did, Aaron Hernandez did, and CTE, that'd be really bad for the NFL. But my thing is, I wouldn't know how to change it, because you're not going to take hitting out of football. That's flag football. Or touch football. You're not going to do that. Hitting is always a part of the game. Same with hockey, and same with other sports like rugby, where you have to hit. But what would you do? How would you make it better for these athletes? And that's a question that I really don't know. Because for hockey, like, of course they tried to eliminate it by, giving penalties, suspensions, and all that type of stuff. They could tell people, all right, hit below the knees or at the knees, and like, take out the
pop out
below the knees, and take more precaution with the hits and stuff. But like I said, for hockey, like shoulder to shoulder, if you hit him in the head, or if you leave your feet in hockey, if you jump to hit them, like, then you get a penalty, you get this and that. So yeah, so I don't know if you guys have any suggestions of how they could make the game a little bit safer for these players.
I don't know. I really don't know off the top of my head. I have no idea how you could. I mean, I guess you can just like change up the actual equipment and make it more.
But
like
the helmet only goes so far. Like we say in hockey, like no helmet is concussion proof.
That's what I'm. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Because either way, your brain's still rocking
that's-
around.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the first thing that comes to mind. But that isn't even a foolproof solution. You know what I mean? At that point, the only way to change is to change the rules. But if you mess with the rules too much, it's not even fun to watch. Because sports first and foremost are entertainment.
Yeah.
Than everything else.
And
second.
people like seeing people get hit half the
I'm
time.
saying
a fact.
it plays back into that idea that we love violence. We love seeing a guy
Yeah.
get tackled. We love seeing somebody get dunked on.
Mhm.
Or
We
take
love
MMA.
fights in hockey. We love fights in hockey.
We love seeing Meta World Peace go out in the crowd.
We like seeing elbows being thrown and all that. You know what I mean?
Well, even in MMA, you love seeing a guy take a flying kick to the face.
Right?
Like,
Yo, dude, I forgot there was an actual dude who jumped off the side of the cage and kicked somebody in the mouth.
Is that legal?
yes, it is actually.
I'm gonna do that all the time. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna go to an MMA gym.
He's
and
going
learn
on the
that
top of
move.
the cage. He's jumping like flying jump. Like nah, you out.
I think I'm gonna look it up. It was a while ago.
No,
though.
I mean I don't like WWE, even WWE, even though they don't actually hit each other. People like to, because half those people think they're hitting each other. No offense to anyone.
Yo, I have a video of a guy just missing mad punches. It was the funniest thing ever. But that's the thing about WWE. Like, yes, they do, but sometimes they do punch each other.
It's
And,
a
like,
rare time.
You
though.
do have to, and you have to catch a 300-pound guy, 250-pound person. Like, that's hard, bro. And so you got Shane McMahon jumping from the top of the cage all the way down the announcer's table. Like,
I remember
that
back
man's
in
a
high
daredevil.
school. I remember back in high school because I was on the team, wrestling team.
Yeah.
We had this kid come in and he's like, he thought WWE was real. He was one of those people. And he's like, so when do we get the chairs? I'm like, what?
When do we get the chair?
I was like, what?
Get to fly off the top rope.
Right? He's like, yeah. Don't we hit people with chairs? I'm like, that's murder. I was like,
he walked through with a sledgehammer.
right? I was like, do you want to be hit with a steel chair?
I got my theme music. I'm ready. Oh my god.
I was like, nah.
Yeah, that's lit. That'd be lit though.
What? That's a concussion on the first day.
Hey.
Or you're gonna die.
Yeah.
I hit you in the chest with a sledgehammer.
Right. You gotta put your hand over and cover it. Nah, but that's what happened with Eddie Guerrero. We talked about this last week with Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit. They both had like brain injuries because like he had the flying headbutt. If you like go with your head, either you hit the canvas
Even though
or
it's fake,
the mat,
still
or
real trauma
or
when
if
it
you
goes
hit
behind.
the
Oh, yeah,
person
you
with
mess
your
up.
head. Like Brock Lesnar almost broke his neck because he did a backflip and like
Yeah.
hit his head first. Like
Yeah, if
come
you
on,
mess
bro.
up, if you mess up,
If
it's
you mess up that choke slam from the Undertaker, like you're done.
Yeah. Even in wrestling, like we had a thing like when someone does a suplex on you, if you don't tuck your head in right, you can crack your spine.
Yep. That's why I'm not wrestling. That's why I'm alive today. I'm alive and well.
Dude, that's so sick.
Yeah, but even when I sprained my ankle in rugby, like my mom was like, "You're out. You're done."
Yeah.
Because I've never gotten hurt in
not
hockey ever.
I mean, are you planning to go to the NHL too? It's like
Nah.
if you're not planning to like,
I thought that's too much work, bro.
You know what it is? I just
That's
can't
a lot of
I
work.
can't take the sport seriously enough to sustain bodily injuries.
Right.
right?
You know what I
I'm
mean?
gonna-
I can
I
see
got-
that it's fun. Like a lot of rugby kids I know who play rugby for Iona, like they mess their knees up, their body hurts, and they're good to go. They have an actual love for it. If it's me, like I can probably play through some like leg injuries and
Yeah,
I can come
a
back
little
and
bit.
rehab. But do
Yeah.
I want to tear an ACL, then come back and play rugby? Probably not.
Right. I had a coach for wrestling, and he would walk sometimes, and all of a sudden then you'll see like his knee shift a little bit by accident. He'll stumble because he destroyed his knees. And then when I dislocated both my knees, I said, "See ya. I'm not. This isn't worth it for me."
Man, there's any knee problems, I'm out because you need that. You need
And it wasn't
that.
even a fun
That-
time. Like
You need
I
that.
dislocated one knee. I was out for 2 weeks. That same day I came back, my other knee popped out. I was like, I'm done. This is God telling me, get out of this sport.
I gave
I'd
you
be so
a
stressed.
warning.
I'd be so stressed. Both my knees blue. I'd be so angry.
It was
Yeah. I
divine
like-
intervention. God is like, I've warned you once. You came back. This is your last warning.
Sure about that, buddy?
Like there was one time in WWE, I think Vince McMahon, like he got into the ring and like he just both his quads just like left. They gave up. Yeah.
That is divine people telling you, get the hell out of this sport.
Right. Man, I miss WWE. I was telling that to Dom. Like I really miss that. I
old
miss
days.
childhood, bro.
The good old
Like
days.
childhood was lit. We had Game Boys and on
Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. Like these kids got iPads.
I liked my childhood, dude. It was
Me
you
too.
go
Like-
out, you play baseball. Yeah, it's like
Right.
it was like the Sandlot for me. The summers would be like the
Yo.
same. Like you have your little bike, you go out, do dumb stuff. You come back at night, you play video games with your friends. It was just a fun time. Now it's like I actually have stuff to do.
Right. That's a
You mean
lot, man.
adult?
I have adulting to do.
Have
man.
adulting to do. Yeah.
Right.
I was reminiscing like when we were in the production suite. I was looking at my old school and stuff, like how it was different. It looks lit. Like they changed a lot of stuff. That looked nice.
Like imagine being a freshman in high school again.
No.
Oh no, I don't want to be.
I don't want to go back to. No, I'm not going back to my old school.
Okay, well that backfired heavy. That backfired very heavy.
Imagine no.
Nah. Alright, so let's go back to like when you were 7th, 8th grade. When you're
Yep.
only in 7th and like
Yup.
7, 8 years
That's-
old.
that's where it
That's
was
what
lit.
my little brother is and the sister are right now, and I'm just so envious. Bro.
Really?
They do
That's-
nothing. They
that's
just
where
like
it was
watch
lit.
TV all the time. They don't have to do anything.
That's where it was lit in Canada, bro. First of all, the cookies at the school that I went to were amazing.
Oh,
And
Girl Scout
also-
cookies are also no matter where you
the
go.
ones that they made.
Oh,
Not
they
Girl
custom
Scout.
ones?
Yeah, the one they made at the school. Those were amazing, bro. And it's called Ashbury College, even though it was a elementary, middle,
Son hit college
and
since he was 7. Oh, wow, this man's been
I've been doing this.
he's been a man since
I've
the
been
age
doing
of
this, bro.
6.
This is just practice for me.
Doing
Why
this
is
all
your
over
GPA so
again.
low? Don't
Yeah, I
have
mean,
me.
I've done this already.
What's it called? No, but it was just a fun time, like, and also for the high school they had boarding school, so I was begging my parents. I was like, Ma, please let me just stay here. Like my friend, one of my best friends, his family, like they lived like 2 minutes away walking. Like they live really close to the school. I was like, Ma, if I need anything, I'll go to them. They have a hockey team. Like I know all my friends here, and also it was all boys from 4th grade to 8th grade, and then high school was co-ed. And guess where I went to high school instead? Iona Prep, another boys' school.
No, I mean I went to an all boys Catholic school, and that was my high school experience.
Yeah.
And like it kind of sucks because there was no girls around, but I can't even front. Thank God, because my grades would have been trash.
That's
Because
went-
because
I
it was
went-
all
that was a
because
fact.
it was all dudes. It was much easier to focus.
Yeah.
I went to co-ed Catholic school though. For high school.
Lucky.
But also, I mean, it's like we had my high school at the best of both worlds because we
Mhm.
were all boys, but around us was like 5 all girls schools. So if we really wanted to,
Hey.
just go to over there. We
Yeah.
would do dances and stuff like
We
that.
never
so
did
you
that.
just-
I
never
never prep.
We never did. Yeah, because they were like, oh, you're gonna meet and talk to girls and stuff like that. It was track. If you did track, then you would talk to girls. But besides that, then there was no track.
Yeah, we had some stuff in my high
Yeah.
school. We had the theater. We had
Mhm.
girls pull through for theater and stuff like that.
Yeah,
They were in and out,
Y'all
just
lucky.
not as much as you
Nah,
thought.
but all boys schools for sports though,
yeah,
they're monsters.
that's a fact. That's true.
Back in Connecticut, because you got 2 Catholic schools really. You got Northwest Catholic, which is what I went to, and then you got Xavier, which is all
Ooh.
boys. And Xavier,
Oh, we
is
played them in hockey.
They
They
are
have hockey, right?
monsters.
They have hockey, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
They're all boys school. They have every boy sport.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
They got
they're
so-
good.
They got so many people.
Mhm.
I remember for football, they won so many state champions.
Nice. All right, we're gonna take another quick break, and we're gonna see what's up with the administration. Be right back.